Welcome to Have You Read It? The channel where we bring books to life, one summary at a time. Today, we're diving into Blood and Oil, Mohammed bin Salman's Ruthless Quest for Global Power by Bradley Hope and Justin Scheck. This book explores the rise of Saudi Arabia's crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman, his vision for the kingdom, and the controversies surrounding his actions. Blood and Oil offers a unique and in-depth look into the inner workings of Saudi Arabia's royal family and the transformation led by MBS. It's a gripping narrative filled with political intrigue, economic ambition, and personal drama, revealing the complexities of a leader who is both a reformer and a ruthless consolidator of power. Let's dive into the main themes and events covered in Blood and Oil. The death of King Abdullah and the rise of MBS. The book opens with the anticipation of King Abdullah's death in December 2014, setting the stage for a power struggle within the Al Saud dynasty. According to the book, King Abdullah's reign was marked by attempts to modernize Saudi Arabia, but also by a growing sense that the royal family was becoming too extravagant and out of touch. As the king neared death, different factions scrambled for influence, particularly Crown Prince Salman and his son Mohammed bin Salman. The sources say that Mohammed bin Salman, or MBS, was determined to prevent Abdullah's allies from sidelining his father and securing the succession for someone outside of their family. After King Abdullah's death, Salman ascends to the throne and quickly consolidates power, placing his son Mohammed in key positions. MBS initiates Operation Decisive Storm in Yemen, showcasing his aggressive foreign policy and willingness to act unilaterally. MBS's early life and influences. According to the book, MBS's early life was marked by a desire to prove himself and amass wealth, driven by a realization that his father was not as rich as other members of the royal family. The book states that he was inspired by American business tycoons and historical figures like Alexander the Great, shaping his ambition and leadership style. The sources mention that MBS's business ventures and efforts to create his own foundation, Scheck, demonstrated his entrepreneurial spirit and desire to modernize Saudi institutions. The Maldives Party and Image Management. The book describes a lavish party organized by MBS in the Maldives in 2015, highlighting the tension between his desire for modernization and the need to maintain a conservative image at home. According to the authors, MBS was very concerned about his image and took steps to control the narrative surrounding his actions, including hiring public relations firms and suppressing dissent on social media. The Ritz-Carlton Purge. The book details the dramatic events of November 2017, when MBS orchestrated the detention of numerous princes, businessmen, and officials at the Ritz-Carlton in Riyadh. The sources state that this shakedown was presented as an anti-corruption campaign, but was also a move to consolidate MBS's power and eliminate potential rivals. The book describes the interrogations, settlements, and the overall atmosphere of fear and uncertainty that gripped Saudi Arabia's elite. According to the book, the arrest sent shockwaves through the international business community, raising concerns about the rule of law and the stability of the kingdom. Vision 2030 and Economic Transformation. The book explores MBS's ambitious plan to diversify the Saudi economy, known as Vision 2030, which aims to reduce the kingdom's reliance on oil and create new industries. According to the book, MBS brought in consultants from McKinsey and other firms to develop and implement the plan, but also faced challenges in overcoming bureaucratic resistance and traditional ways of doing business. The sources mention the plan to sell a stake in Saudi Aramco, the world's most valuable company, as a key component of Vision 2030, but also highlight the difficulties and controversy surrounding the IPO. The geopolitical landscape. The book touches on Saudi Arabia's complex relationship with the United States, highlighting MBS's efforts to cultivate ties with the Trump administration, particularly Jared Kushner and Steve Bannon. According to the authors, MBS saw an opportunity to reshape the Saudi-US alliance and gain support for his agenda, including confronting Iran and promoting regional stability. The book explores the growing tensions between Saudi Arabia and Qatar, leading to a blockade and diplomatic crisis that further complicated the region's political landscape. The book says that the Khashoggi murder strained Saudi Arabia's relations with the West, raising concerns about human rights and the kingdom's international reputation. The Khashoggi murder and its aftermath. The book recounts the events leading up to the murder of Jamal Khashoggi in the Saudi consulate in Istanbul, detailing the alleged involvement of Saudi agents and the subsequent cover-up. According to the authors, the murder sparked international outrage and cast a shadow over Mbessa's image as a reformer. The book explores the various attempts by the Saudi government to deflect blame and manage the crisis, as well as the ongoing investigations and legal proceedings. The oil war and shifting alliances. According to the book, MBS initiated an oil war in 2020, flooding the market and driving down prices in an attempt to pressure Russia and the US shale industry. The oil war was a bold move that demonstrated MBA's willingness to take risks and assert Saudi Arabia's dominance in the global energy market. According to the source, the global pandemic and economic downturn in 2020 disrupted MBS's plans and forced him to re-evaluate his strategies. Here are some of the key takeaways from Blood and Oil. MBS is a transformative yet ruthless leader. He's not afraid to break with tradition to modernize Saudi Arabia, but he's also willing to use extreme measures to consolidate power and silence dissent. Vision 2030 is his ambitious plan to diversify the Saudi economy. MBS aims to reduce the kingdom's reliance on oil and create a more sustainable future. But the plan's success remains uncertain. The Saudi-US relationship is complex and transactional, despite being a long-standing ally. The US has sometimes found itself at odds with Saudi Arabia's policies, and MBS has shown a willingness to challenge the US when he believes it's in his country's interest. Social media plays a key role. MBS understands the power of social media in shaping public opinion and uses it to promote his agenda and suppress dissent. The Al Saud dynasty is fraught with internal power struggles. MBS's rise has disrupted the traditional balance of power within the royal family, leading to resentment and conflict. In conclusion, Blood and Oil paints a detailed picture of Mohammed bin Salman's ascent to power, showcasing his ambition, strategic acumen, and ruthless determination to reshape Saudi Arabia and its role on the global stage. The book leaves the listener with a sense of the complex and often contradictory nature of MBS's leadership, and leaves them to consider what the future might hold under his reign. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next book dive.